Okay, we are doing our DMR Ja number 3. You should have your last name and your first name and your class period. Remember that the key concept that we are working on is when an inequality is multiplied or divided by a negative number, the sign must be flipped. Okay? So with that stated, on this particular problem, if you are writing it on paper, please make sure that you show your work. So negative 10y is less than negative 20. That's what's on your paper. We need to move the 10 over to the other side, and we're going to do that by dividing by, so using that inverse property, dividing by negative 10. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is bring down my y, but I divided by negative. Divided by negative. That means I have to flip the sign. Okay? And negative 20 divided by 10, negative 10 will be y is greater than 2. So your answer is right here. If you're writing on paper, this is what I expect on your paper. Push pause if you need to. Oops, yeah, well, let me get it back. Push pause if you need to. I'm going to move on. Making sure I did it right. We're going to move on to the bottom. Key concept number 2, when an inequality is greater than or less than and not equal to, use an open dot in the graph. So this particular problem is, well, my mouse doesn't work. Let's see, there we go. B is greater than or equal to negative 4. So I'm going to put my negative 4 here. I'm going to put a 0. I'm going to put a negative 6. Okay. It has that equal sign, so I know that my circle will be a closed circle because it can be negative 4. And the way that you've probably been taught is to test some numbers. So if I put a negative 6 in, is this a true statement? Negative 6 is greater than negative 4. No, it is not. So this one won't work. But 0 is greater than or equal to negative 4. This will work. So it will go this way. What I've been showing students, if you are in person, is that I like this. If my variable is on this side, you see it? Look at the shape of this. That shape right there makes the arrow in the correct direction. Little quick trick, little trick maybe. So big picture on your test, you do need to know whether or not it's open or closed. If you are working on paper, please make sure to write all of this down. If I wrote it with a mouse, you can write it with a pencil. Sorry. We are going to go ahead and click our answer. This one is closed. I'm going to hit submit. Make sure that my answers are correct so that I can expect your answers to be correct. And they are. So at this time, you can make sure that everything is done. If you've done it on paper, make sure you've done it on paper and on your computer by some point.